Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the open session on week three. Okay. So this week, what we have seen is mostly about like the package management and the others introduction, very short details. So you can ask your doubt here. Yeah, it's more of an open session. Okay. So the questions are from your side on that. Is it better now? Still the same? Is my voice better now?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay. If you want to have any questions on week three, right, you can let me know. We'll discuss on that. If you have any issues with a particular question as well, we can discuss that as well.
So the odd class here, right, at Pipe. So usually in other programming languages, if you do A or B, if A is successful or B is successful, we get a success story. But it doesn't appear to be the case here. Is that true?
You are asking for the OR operator double pipe.
Yes, that double by, yes, double by operator.
Okay. So I mean, if double pipe will like just like your OR operator only, just like what you have learned.
No, no.
Okay.
See,
Mm,
so in here, right, in the double pipe operator,
okay.
usually in Python, let's say it's A
Yeah.
is true or B is true. Okay, then
Yes.
we will get into the if else condition. Correct. If A is true or B, if any of the two
Yes.
condition of the
Yes.
two condition is true.
Yeah. Either. Yeah.
Okay, but here it appears that if the first condition fails, then the second condition is evaluated. If the first condition is evaluated, will the second condition, the second command be evaluated? Command execute.
Okay. Okay, so I think so I understood. The thing is, it is not like a if else, okay, but it is like even in the if else it works like that. If you know the Python OR operator, right? OR. Python has the OR operator. It is called short circuiting. The
Yeah, so
second
with the first,
condition, yeah, will not execute if the
with
first
the first,
condition is true.
okay. Oh, okay, makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean the inline OR, right? And an OR, if you use it like that, that means irrespective of that, if the both condition fails, the second part will execute.
Okay,
Okay, but because why it's because but in Python, if you do the same, it will be totally different because the short circuiting for I mean like the precedence for and or are different in Python. It's like and have more precedence in Python than or. Okay, but in Bash, this and operator and or operator will have the equal precedence. So you should be careful about that when you are using that as well. So if you have any confusion, put a parenthesis over it. It solves the confusion at that time.
sure, I will do that.
Yeah. So the first here I just say example. So the first condition will definitely fail. So because of the AND operator, the first one will not get executed since it is both have the equal precedence. the second command will be executed, which is after the or, because with respect to or this operator concern, here is this component doesn't get executed, so it will skip over here.
So if you type echo 1 or echo 2.
Yeah, actually this is the first one, right? I typed some random string.
No, I
Okay.
understand that.
Yeah.
Can you type this command echo space 1 or echo 2?
In this case, only echo 1 will get executed because it is running successfully. Because
Okay.
it's exiting. But if I do something like this, okay, I'm writing a subshell. So actually, you understood, right? I wrote a subshell. I did echo 1, and I exited with status 1.
Okay. So if you
So
give
now,
exit 0, then it will then echo 2
yeah, it
will
will
be
not.
print.
It will just the behavior will be just like previously.
Okay. Okay.
Because as far as the shell concerned, it takes care of only about the previously executed command exit status.
Okay.
Sir, so when you did echo 1, exit 1, that was executed in the child subshell and
Yeah, it's not child shell; it's a subshell.
sorry,
So
subshell.
the difference between the child shell and subshell is, if I use a bash instance, okay,
Okay.
and I executed something, then it's a child shell, okay.
Okay.
But if it's a subshell, I simply use this parenthesis notation.
Okay.
Let's say if I use like this, right? Then this part is also a subshell. So whatever is happened here, right? It is inside the subshell.
Okay. And so there, when you said echo 2, 2 gets printed there because, okay, the first command was failed, exited with the
Yes. Yeah.
not 0.
I forcefully give the exit statement with 1.
Correct.
So yeah, that's why the shell interpreted as it's not unsuccessful.
Yeah.
So it makes sure it is.
Right. Correct. Okay.
Actually, the same goes for this way as well. So let's say if I put and, it works. Now the condition will be little opposite to the.
Yeah. The and here works.
Actually, it makes more sense if I do some invalid comment here.
Okay.
No, instead of that, right, if you do echo 1, exit 0, and echo 2, then both echo 1 and echo 2 will be printed.
Yeah, that is also works. That's a very straightforward way of doing it.
Echo 1 and.
Yeah, it is very straightforward, but I want to tell you about the complicacy as well, because if you the quiz questions will be like that only.
So, no, what I'm saying is echo, so you open a subshell, open bracket, echo 1, then exit 0, exit 1, echo 1, exit 0.
Exit 0. Okay.
No, exit 1, sorry.
Okay.
Exit 1 and echo 2.
Okay.
Both should
Now,
be printed.
no. Only one will be.
Only one will be printed. If it is exit
Yes.
0 in the same command, it will both will be printed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that one difference between the subshell and the child shell is you are sharing the shell variables directly within the subshell. Okay. But if you are using a child shell, you are not sharing your shell variable explicitly unless you export it. Okay. So that's a very important thing. I am simply defining a equal to 1. If I say echo $a, I will get it. Same way. Let's say if I open a subshell echo $a, I will get it. But if I wrote a script something like this, okay, I'm doing an echo here. I'll just cat the script. Okay, this is the whatever inside the script. I'll just go with chmod. I got nothing. Okay, I got the new line from the echo, but it is null string. So how can I get this value to the script? One easy way is like a export something like this. A equal to, so I'll put some other value. Now if I executed this one, I'll get to. Let's say you don't want to export it for only for the particular command you want that part. Then what can you do is a equal to 3 and you can use this command. This is one way, or else you can use the env command upfront as well. Both works the same.
So those two are used instead if we want, instead of using export. Last two.
Yes. Let's say you want to use the variable only on one script, okay? Let's say only one script, then you can use that. But if it's shared with like a more than one, or it can be shared with more than one later, then you have to use this export. But export is a very common thing people do. If you want a shorthand notation or very, I mean, at the times temporary solution, you can do this.
So that will only be shared with the script.sh.
Yes, we are currently we are sharing this a equal to 3 only with the script sketch. Rest of the things, the value of the a will be if I run some other script, right? After that, it is not stored because it is having the exported value.
Okay.
You can, because that is what I have exported, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So there won't be much of the question from the package management, okay? Because it's more of like a memory based, but there may be a questions based on the data from the package management that may have. So, but in your practical day-to-day life, package manager is everything. Okay, you have to know about the package management. I mean, at least the basic part like installing, update, and removal like that. So without knowing about a package manager, it's really hard to survive on the Linux environment. Okay, because why I'm saying stressing that much, because yeah, package manager will deals with a lot of things. Let's say what does it do is, let's say if you are installing a package, it immediately look for the dependencies as well. Dependency means, let's say your whatever the software is written on some, let's say I'm downloading a package which is written on a Python code. Assume that my system doesn't have Python enabled. Python is not there. Then it says that it downloads the Python first, then it installs the package. Okay, that is the dependency thing. Also, it will look for the dependency conflict as well. Okay, let's say my package have like assume the scenario that my package needs a Python 3.7. Okay, there is a one another package. The new package needs a Python 3.7. There is a one another package which is already in my system, which does not want Python 3.7 in it as a default runtime. Okay, now there is a conflict. I need the both package. What can I do? Right? There is a situation I have, but I need both new package and the old package has to be work functionally, had to work correctly. Can any of you can give a some like a solution to it?
Maybe temporarily you can disable one.
But I want them both has to be worked at the same time.
Then perhaps you can make one in a different environment like that. Can you do that? So like, can you isolate them?
Yeah. Whatever you said is almost correct only. But
But
how will you do that?
sir, with a different shell, we can do that.
No. Even though it's a say different shell, it is not. It will be same, right? Almost things will be almost the same. Currently, I'm using Bash. Okay, so sorry. Currently, I'm using ZSH. So if I'm using Bash, most of the things will be the same. But whatever you are putting inside the shell, right? The Bash RC, ZSH RC, you can configure it. But whatever is coming from the system level, it will be mostly the same. Let's say if you are using Bash, right? The first, the default one is like a etc bash.bash rc. Okay, this is the system-wide Bash script. Okay, it's a system-wide Bash script. So it will be loaded before even your Bash RC starts. But I'm not worrying. Even it is not a perfect rule, but you understood somewhat like you have to update the environment accordingly, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So could you help us with the proper channel?
Okay.
Like, do that, yeah.
Yeah. So do you know about the path variable?
Path variable. Yeah, I think it is discussed in one of the lecture or.
Yeah. So this is my path variable. Okay. So what happens is, let's say I'm typing something, right? I'm typing ls, but it is not located in the current directory. If it's located in my current directory, I will do like this, right? Let's say if I want to run the script.sh, right? I have to do like I have to specify the location. I have to // to run it. Yeah, the / is not for executing purpose. It is the referencing purpose. So when we refer a file, we are executing it. It need not be a // I can give like a full path as well. Yeah. This is also fine. So what happens is, let's say I want to run the script.sh by simply script.sh. Okay. So in that case, what I have to do is, there are two ways. Okay. The condition is simple. You are seeing this path variable, right? These are directories. Whatever the commands inside this character, it need not be commands. It will be like a Python script or whatever the executables. Okay. Whatever the files which having the execute permission inside these directories, you can execute it directly with a simple name. Okay. Now I have a choice. Either I can update the path variable, or I can update the I can put this file into any of the reasonable location here. Okay. If I'm telling you the convention followed is, you have to put it inside your home directory .local bin. Okay. So this is the convention generally followed for a locally installed executables. You want to execute it. Okay. So if it's a system wide, most probably it will go to like a user slash bin. So this path variable is not easy to view, right? Actually, this colon is the field separator. I mean, like a folder separator. We can replace it with some values like a new line character. Now it's more visible, and I can sort it as well. So it makes more sense, right? So if I do the slash bin, this is the default location all the system files go. There is a one another location which is like a user local bin. Okay, as a system administrator, you want a package, it should be available for the all the users. Okay, it is not installed by the package manager. So whatever is installed by the package manager, it will go here. So whatever is installed by a administrator who have a sudo access, it will go here. Okay, either I can put the script there or I can put it like that. This is the moving the file to access to everyone. Okay, or else I can change the environment. So what I am going to do is path equal to so I'll do like a pwd. You know the pwd, right? Present working directory in terms of shell variables. Then $path. Now I'm going to do the script .sh. Not that I haven't used /. If you see, it is not updated actually. The temp, like my current working directory, you cannot see this directory here because it's temporarily done. Okay. So in order to make it permanent, I can export it actually. So whatever I have done here, right? I can export it. Now I can freely use the script.sh. Okay. In similar way, you have to do some modification to have this conflict. Okay. But what I'm regarding the package manager, right? Your package manager will tell you, should I go with it or remove the conflict? Because it's not a good idea to have a conflict in a system level. So you can take a decision about it. Okay. So what you have to do is either you can go with one of it and you have to update the another one. So you have to see where the file was started, or else let's say if you are starting your own another package with a command, right? You can modify your path variable such that your Python version required should come on the first directory itself or in the beginning itself, because that is how this path variable works. Okay, so whatever is in the first, right, this will have a precedence, higher precedence. So it will look for a Python in this folder. It is not there, then go to the next. I have Python executables on this folder and this one another folder. Then whatever on the first have more precedence, that will be taken. So if you do that, it is like a simple hack you can do to make things work. If you didn't understood what I have said, please tell me. I will explain it.
Please, can you go again, sir?
Okay. Did you understood how to execute a command by name, not referring by path? Did you understood that part?
No, actually, I came late, sir.
Okay, no issue. Actually, there is a variable called path. Okay, both are in uppercase. Okay, whatever is in, there will be like a folder which is separated by a colon. Whatever the executables inside the folder, right, inside these directories, you don't need to specify your relative address or relative reference anymore. Okay, because if you see where is ls, you can see this ls command was located /user/bin. Okay, so you can see the /user/bin here. That is why I don't need to specify the reference of the ls. Let's say what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear the path variable. Okay, if I do ls, actually I have no reference to it. It will say no such file or directory. None of the command will work. ls will not work, but actually cd will work. Because cd is not a package, cd is a shell built-in. If you do type cd, it says shell built-in. All your shell built-ins will work. All the separate command from the package level, right? It will not work. So if I do where is ls, I won't even get it because it is not on the path variable. How to get it back? Simply you can reopen another terminal because I haven't made it permanent. I simply removed it or else assign it back. Okay, now I do ls, I got it. Okay, so now you have understood that. So whatever is the executables inside this folder, it will work. Okay, so what I have done is make this script.sh work. Yeah. Yes, Aditya.
Yes, sir, I got it, sir.
I think. Oh, sorry. Somebody said. Okay. So what I have done is to make this script.sh to call by just by name, not by the reference or location. I updated the path variable such that the location of the script.sh comes in the beginning itself. This is the present working directory and also the location in which the script.sh is located. Yes. Okay. So that's how I achieved it. I mean, it will make more sense in the later weeks, but don't worry much about it. Okay.
Got a question in PPA 2 for week 3.
Okay.
So it says that the shell variable contains the calendar month, whatever it is. Okay. We have to create a calendar file to create some ABC, the month.txt, where x is the string variable in the variable month.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should also create a text error. So the month contains only the value SCP. Okay, when I give cal SCP, cal $month, it is throwing an error saying that it's not found, it's not a valid month or a valid year.
Okay. So cal command, it is default. It will work actually. Do you have the cal command installed? Are you
No, this
using
is
Mac?
no. Can I
Okay.
share my
So
screen?
yeah, this is what you have done, right? Similarly.
Yes, cal sep should give September 2024, but yeah.
It will most probably give the current years. If we give the SCP or APR, right? It will give me the current year's month. Actually, let's say APR. I mean, I think it takes a full form as well. Yeah.
See, let me share my screen here.
Yeah. Please. Okay, actually in this question, okay,
Just making it slightly bigger so that everybody can see.
yeah,
This is not a graded assignment, so
yeah, it's fine.
not PHP. So if this is my command, I don't think so there is anything complicated in that.
Yeah.
I can try this. I don't know what to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter actually. Since there is no space, it's not. Yeah. So why you are appending to it?
So let's say it here.
Okay.
I'm not getting anything there.
Okay.
Like go month.txt, monster.txt, this one is getting printed, this line 4 is getting printed. Okay, let's see.
Excuse me, in that question, the calendar is 2023 calendar.
Yes. But no. The problem is not that. Actually, there is a 2023 calendar. You have to make sure you can change it in some way. But the problem he is talking about is it's showing nothing. Actually, it should show 2024 calendar. Right? That is what he.
Yeah. So, testing. Okay, so let's say test now. Are you guys still able to see? I'm not even, it becomes small.
Yeah.
So testing is getting printed, okay,
Yeah.
and the error is getting printed. So which is like, so line 5 is getting printed. Line 6 is not getting printed. It's not getting created.
Can you echo something like echo $month?
Okay. Echo dollar amount is.
Okay.
So yeah, this is getting September is getting printed.
Okay.
And then this one is getting printed.
Okay. Then can you do one thing? Remove the redirection, or you can put a hash symbol before the redirection, the greater than symbol. Yes. Put a hash there. So rest of the things becomes command. Can you run it again? So we can look in this. So is the cal command working or not? Okay. Not a valid. Okay. Can you do one thing? So type cal hyphen version. I think it should work. Okay. Can you type cal hyphen version?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did that.
Yes. Okay, invalid option.
Let me try this.
Okay, no issues. What you can do is, I'll tell you. So you can put a SCP, and after that you can put a year as well.
SCP is not working.
Yeah, no. It is saying invalid year, right? So you can say after, and you can put a year as well. Space.
After?
Yeah. Try that. Okay.
So September 2023 is working. Let me try just 2023 if it is working or not.
Yeah, 2023 will give you the 12-year calendar. So 12 month calendar, yes. But it's not taking the simply month.
valid year September.
Yes. Actually, you in that case, right? You can do like a man cal, and you can see the. I mean, there is a option to there may be an option to give a month only. So I'll look into it.
Calendar number, month, year. Fifth is not a valid year. But this is the value in the parameter, right? Month variable. We
Yes,
cannot
yes.
do.
I mean, yeah. Actually, it may get updated, or the binary we are using, right? It may be got little bit changed. That is why you are not getting it. So by generally there is a case that you can use like a month and year. It will work.
See, this,
It will work
this
with
is
two
definitely
parameters.
working. This is definitely working. This will clear the
Yes,
first
yes.
test case
Yeah.
and this one. So, but in the exam, what happens if it is like this?
I mean, yeah, we will look into it. Okay, so we'll give some marks, but you should be able to look into the man page, and if it's like if it's resolvable by you, then that will be only it will be considered. Okay. Let's
Okay.
say if we give a wrong question, okay, let's say we have asked you to open a file 1 and 1 2, okay, but in your location the file 1 2 is not there. There is file 1 3 is there. Okay, that means we gave the file number wrongly by our mistakes.
Okay.
But in that case, there won't be any given new marks will be given to you, because it is your duty to look into the what is the contents inside the current working directory and go with it.
Okay.
Okay, so but if it's like the information is totally wrong, it's not even like you are able to interpret or bring solution to it, or it's misdirecting to some other result. In that case, we'll give some reasonable marks to you, sir.
Because here, right, the month variable is not set.
Yes.
The month
Yeah.
variable is set as SCP. I am not supposed to change the variable over there. And if I change the variable over here, the next test case will fail.
Yes. Because so whatever we are giving in the VM, okay, in Ubuntu also it fails in your VM, right? Actually,
Yeah,
if you do
it's-
the but
this is my Ubuntu. So here, so let me make it slightly bigger so that everyone
Yeah,
can see. So cal and
Sir, in
save.
Ubuntu, this cal command doesn't work.
yeah, if it's not working, that means it is not installed in your system. You have to install it. Because the cal command which is used, right, in the VM and here is called like a BST based cal command. Okay, so the same cal command in my system, okay, my own personal system I am using, right, it is little different. It is not the exact same binary we are using. It is, yeah. So whatever I'm using is little different. That's why it's directly working for me. But if you do the same in the VM, right, it is not. So whatever works in the NSGL and VM almost the same, because in VM also we are using Ubuntu only.
Yeah, even in the what? Let me share a different thing. Okay.
But I will explain you, okay, how to find it. Okay, can you? Okay, if you are able to, yeah, I'll share the terminal.
No,
Or
no.
if you are
Let
sharing,
me. I'm already there. I'm trying to get the terminal.
okay, please share the terminal. I'll tell you how to figure it out. What is going wrong?
Are you guys able to see my screen?
Not yet. Yeah, now we can. So, what you have to do is type man cal. Okay. So you have to look into the synopsis part. Okay. First one is the explanation, online explanation. The second one is a synopsis. It will give you the structure for it. So if whatever is covered inside the square bracket, that is optional.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so that means the format we are doing, right, actually it is like a cal, the first one. Sorry, go to the, don't scroll down. Yeah, go to the beginning itself. So if we use the option -m, it will work. You can see the second line, right? In the second line in the synopsis, all the things are bracketed, okay, square bracketed. If you use the option M and month, the year is square bracketed. That means the year is optional now. By default, the cal command is taking, if you see the first one, right? All options are optional. But if you give year, either you can give year and month is optional. If you have given year, then month is optional. It is not the other way around. If we given the month, not the year is optional.
Yeah, okay, wait, let me close this thing. Control.
Yeah, because the same binary I am using, the different binary I am using, right? It has the different synopsis as well.
Okay, the command, I think I figured it out.
Yes, but still here, if you use this command, right, you'll have a issue with our portal because it is giving current year's month. Okay, current month of the current year. Okay, but what is expected in the portal is 2023. So last year.
I know that is
Yeah.
something to it and purpose or something. Like if I give minus M dollar month, okay, and it should at this point I think it should give 2024 data because I think the test case or the output of the test case has not been updated yet.
It hasn't updated, so we made sure that we want to keep it the same because we want to explore how to change things as well. So is the problem statement is defining anything like a current year? No, right? So yeah.
Cal minus M, I didn't know about the
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't talk about the current year. Yes. So when you're using this command, right, you have to look into this aspect. So if we are getting some error output, right, I mean, let's say some error output with reasonable text in it, then it's very much easy for to identify what's going wrong. So man page is your best friend, okay, in your OPP as well.
Not
Because that is yes.
Proctored we cannot do man pages, right? I think if you move to a different thing, then it will start saying that you moved on to the website.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get it.
No,
In your OPP, you can use man page.
no, in OPP you can use man page. Okay.
Yeah, you can use man page because you are writing your OPP in a virtual machine. That virtual machine have man page in it.
Okay.
So you can use man page. So
Okay,
that's
I
what I'm
can't
saying.
OPP
Instead of
anything
going,
like this.
yeah, instead of going for cheat sheet, man page. If you are get used with man page, it is really fast because I think if you press Shift plus K in VI, right, you can immediately view the man page of the terminal.
Okay.
So I can show the demo for you. I'll just share my screen, okay? Because that will be really useful when you are doing things. Okay. Then if I do something like a echo, ls and all those things, if I go hover over it and if I press Shift K, I got into the man page immediately from the terminal. I don't need to do anything. Maybe I can verify with the default one because I have plugins installed different. Yeah, it works. Shift K, okay, the command which you have to use is hover over the command. Okay, you have to put your cursor over the command and you have to press Shift K, it will open the man page for you. So you can immediately look into it and you can do the search and as well. All those things you can do. Okay, after once you get it, just press Q. Now you got back to your terminal, press enter, it will show like that. Okay, Q and it will show the end. Now you can continue your workflow. That fast it is. Is it useful?
Shift K, sir.
K. Yeah, shift K. But I don't know the sim because I got very much used to Vim. Okay, I don't know the similar commands for the Emacs. Emacs have a maybe similar command as well, but I'm not sure. ls. Okay, you have the man inventory. Yeah, you can do like this. Actually, in the Emacs. In the Alt-X, right? Once you put Alt-X, you can type man and press enter. It will lift. It will default. It will go for the cursor. I mean, like whatever the command inside the cursor, and it will show you in the another page. Actually, I'm not very much familiar with the Emacs, so I don't even know I mean, I forgot the key bindings for switching from one window to another window. In Vim, it's like a Control W and whatever the location you want.
Sir, actually, it's not working for me.
It should work.
VI, sir.
Okay. You are using VI. Okay. Can you? I mean, so you can use the Vim instead of the. So in our exam, we are giving Vim only. Okay. So I mean, even in the virtual machine, we are using Vim instead of VI. So you can use you can get used with your Vim instead of VI because VI have very limited functionality. Let's say if you are once you get used to the editor, right? There are some plugins which makes your workflow really fast. Okay, you can install those plugins. You have to know how to do it. Once you've done it, it will save a lot of time.
So how should I get out from this VI?
Okay. You have to press :Q. And if you have typed anything, if you changed anything, then you have to use the exclamatory symbol or blank symbol. If you do that and you press enter, it will get out of the.
So how about PPA3 for the same thing?
PPA3.
For V3.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen again. See, for me, everything is coming correctly, but the last there is a 1 and I'm not getting anything.
Okay.
So let me share my screen. Okay. So it says, are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Can you increase the font size?
Right. Yeah. Now?
Yeah, it's better.
Okay. So first, direct standard and error file to error log, test minus C append to error log, test minus N and append the standard error to log.
Why? Okay. So why you are doing the same operation twice?
Which one?
The line 2 and line 3. Why you are doing that? I mean, especially I understood the point of line 2 because line 2 says execute the command test and redirect the standard error to file. That is what you are doing in the line 3. But why you are writing the test ampersand greater than line 2?
Line 2. Ampersand is for both, right? Both the.
Why? Because it is not asked in the.
No, it is right. You execute the
Okay, that is a common statement. Give and plan and collect the.
output, collect the output error into a file.
Yeah, output slash error or so it is like a common statement. So you don't need to
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Okay. So I think this one makes it. Okay. That's one. See here, right? I'm getting 0, and here I'm getting one. The expected output is 1. So I am not sure exactly what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
So text to error log, text minus CE error log, and then
Okay. Can you put the line number 2 instead of ampersand at the line number 4?
and number 4.
Yeah, line number replace the 2 with ampersand. Okay, can you run it again? Okay, no, I mean it's asking only for the standard error only.
Yeah. So it's like if I do this 2 here, I'm going to do a test run. I'm getting everything is matching here. Okay, till this point. The last line instead of 1, I'm getting a 0. I'm not sure which one will give me 1 or 0. So let's see here. The test execution started, test executed successfully, test execution started, test execution have some error, test minus n, test minus n, executed successfully. So literally this everything is matching and except this one is not matching.
Yes. Yeah, I'm checking for it. Yeah, just give me some time, okay? I'll check it and let you know.
Sure.
Sir,
Accept.
sir, can
Yeah.
I ask a doubt?
Yeah.
So in this line number 2, they have given right. We have to redirect the error output to the file, right? So I think so. Both first line and second line should be concatenated using double ampersand. Can you just check the statement once?
Yeah. In the statement redirect, so it says execute the command test and redirect the standard error to the file.
Yeah, that is fine. Second line, just read it. Their
Okay, you
error
are saying
output.
about the first line says execute the command given below in the sequence and collect the output slash error into a file. It is a common statement actually.
No, not that one. Third line number 3. Upon the standard error output to the file. No, the
Yes,
error to the file.
actually that also we tried. It's error. It's intended for standard error only. It seems.
No, sir. Test hyphen e. That line.
That line I'm asking. Hyphen E.
Yeah. That is what I'm saying. Append the standard error output to the file, right? That is what you are saying.
Yeah.
It's not
So
standard error and output, it should be standard error
No, it is.
and the standard output, right? If it is the
Okay,
yeah,
first
that's
No. That is what we have tried the last time. It is not true. Actually, I'll just take the implementation and let you know. Okay.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
When I wrote the code in a single line separated by semicolon, it worked well.
Okay.
That makes absolutely no sense to me, but
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah. I'll just check. Okay.
Still the same error.
Okay. Can you simply do one thing? Just type test hyphen e alone.
In the first line here.
Yes, yes. Simply text hyphen e. That's all. You can comment it. You can just comment it and just on the comment the entire line, and you can type test hyphen e on the next line. Okay. Actually, whatever I wrote and I wrote it by myself, it is working for me actually.
What
So
did you
test.
research? Can you share?
Yeah. I wrote the exactly whatever because that is the solution for it. Test e. Wrote up. Yeah. Actually, just I'll copy paste whatever the solution I wrote in the
Chat.
chat. Okay. This is what I wrote. It passed all the test cases. Anyway, I'll check it. I mean, what you have done. Okay, understood. Your second line, right? It has error, has a spelling mistake. EROR. It should be ERROR log, right? Yes. Yeah. So whatever it's exactly the same. There is a spelling mistake in the file name that caused the issue.
Apologies for wasting the mistake.
Yeah. Even I was not able to figure it out. Because I mean, these kind of issues you won't be facing in the VM task because here your whatever the driver code is running back, right? You are not able to see it. What we are checking, you cannot see it directly, but in the VM task, you can see all those things. There is something called evaluation file in the respective assignment. If you read the bash code what we have written, you can understand what we are testing for.
Yeah, I do that for the practice assignments. So I've been doing
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I
Because that is a one good strategy for like that is what open source follows. So your source was available to everyone. Any other doubts? Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
I'm not getting PPA 1. Can you look in my code?
PPA 1. Actually, it should be you have to use the long listing all the text files. Do you know how to do that? Long list all the text files. I mean, the files that ends with .txt at the end.
Yes, I wrote.
How will you list only the
ls minus l start dot txt.
Okay, then yeah, that's also first. Yeah.
Then redirect to text file dot txt.
Okay.
Then double ampersand, echo found.
Yeah. If yeah. Okay. So if that case is done, if you found at least one, right, then you can output like a found, okay, echo found into it. If there is nothing is no .txt file is there, then you can redirect the error into no files.txt, and you should not print that thing, right?
Yes. Then I wrote two greater than symbol, then no file.txt.
Okay, why you are using two greater than symbol?
Because if there is no file exist, redirect error.
No, even the difference between a single greater than symbol and two greater than symbol is a single greater than will overwrite file, double will append lines.
I didn't use double. I used two, like number two.
Okay, two,
greater
number
than-
two. So you don't need two actually. So if you do use two, I want it will take only the standard error.
Okay.
Okay. I'll share my screen. I'll tell you. Okay. So what's really is happening?
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Sorry, I got disconnected because of power issue. Okay. So what I am saying is, if you use ls hyphen l, and if you use two greater than, that means you are redirecting only the standard error. Actually, the output which is coming from the ls hyphen l, right, all the permission bits files and all the data which is coming on the standard output. You should not use two greater than. It should be single greater than. Only
Okay.
greater than, that's all.
Okay. I wrote my code in chat. Can you check it?
Yeah, actually I rejoined, so I lost of the chat. Can you share it again?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this I don't understand the second part, two greater than no files.
Mm.
So actually the first part you have wrote, right? That is totally fine. That is correct only. Until echo found, okay? The second two greater than is not what is you have to do. So you have to do something like you have to catch the next part. I mean, or condition.
Okay. Okay. In the question, if no text file exists, redirect error of your command to the file no
Yes.
file.txt. Okay.
Yes.
And it did not print anything.
Yeah. So actually it's a single line command. You can do that. It is like you can redirect only the error part if it's coming.
Okay.
Or else what you can do is ls hyphen l star.txt. You just type it in the chat. Okay, so let's say you can run the same command again. Okay, so ls-l star.txt. Now you can do something like you can check for it. You can redirect everything to /dev/null. That will redirect all your files to that location. But you can look for the last exit code using the dollar comma, dollar question mark. You can check for the equality. That is one way of doing it.
Can you explain it in
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just type in the chat. Okay, so what?
Okay.
So what is asked is we have to redirect the the output to a text files.txt, and we want to redirect the error to no files.txt, and we have to do only echo found.
Are you sharing something, sir?
No, I'm writing and I pasted in the chat. Actually, I lost my power. That's why I'm not able to share my screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. After that, only echo dot found.
Yes. Yeah, this is a one-line way of doing it.
Okay.
There are other ways of doing that as well, which involves multiple lines.
Okay. I got.
Yeah. Shrikant, can you mute your mic? Yeah, if you're starting.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah. Any other doubts?
Sir, I have a doubt related to VM task. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I tried to do the VM assessments. So I found that
Okay.
it's not related to the weeks that we had.
Yes. Yeah, it's out of syllabus.
Yeah, so I felt like we are doing practice. Everything is similar, but this is different. So felt difficult.
Yeah, the assignment underscore assignments, right? Those are contributes your marks. Okay, the VM task marks, right? But if you want to do that, you have to know a little bit of the Linux machine. So we are not advising you to start with the assignments underscore problems. Start with the practice problems. That doesn't contribute to your marks much. But after crossing a week 5, okay, once you crossed the week 5, you have the idea to approach those things. Okay, so you have to research on your own. There are one question will be like you have to upload a file from your command line to a server. Okay, it is nowhere that in our course, but we want you to research outside, see other forums and get your solution. Most probably it's a only solution.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I mean don't overwhelmed or anything by seeing the questions. Okay, it is not intended for the initial week students.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that is why the deadline was end term examination date.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other queries? If you want to discuss about the editor also, we can do that.
Can you show us how to use Vim editor?
Yeah, sure.
Any good tutorial for Emacs editor?
Emacs. Okay. Actually, I'm not a very well versed with the Emacs editor, but I can show you the basics of it. Okay.
That's all I need. I know enough to survive in Vim, but I do not
Okay.
do anything in Emacs. Anything. Zero.
Okay. That is fine. I mean, Emacs is, I'll say, if you are totally starting, right? Then Emacs is like a better because there is no modes associated with it. Okay. All you have to know is how to save it, how to quit it. Okay. If you know the only 2 key bindings with Emacs, you can survive with it just like a notepad.
Okay.
Okay. But in Vim, it's not like that.
I
You have
am
to
more
know about.
comfortable. I am more comfortable with Vim in Vim and VI.
Okay.
But let me
So
out of
you are
that.
able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm using, don't worry about it. I'm using extra options because I may have some configuration. That is why I'm using extra options. Okay. It will take away the configuration. It will be like a very basic Vim editor. They just will increase. So I'll just paste some line contents here so that it makes things to go. I can go back and forth. Okay. So note that if I started the Vim, note sample.txt. Okay. This is how I start the Vim. You don't need to give the -u none. You can simply use the V and the file name. Okay. This is how you open and edit file with the VI or Vim. Press enter, you will get into the file. The first thing is you are not in the insert mode. If you type anything, right, it will not give. Let's say I'm typing J, I'm pressing the keyboard J on it. It will not type it. Actually, it will move down. If I type K, it is moving up. L to move right, H to move left. This is the
Yes.
navigation we follow in Vim. Okay. To edit something, we should get into the insert mode. The essential key binding you have to know is I for insert. Okay. If you press I, now I'm in the insert mode. Okay. If I type whatever it is, I can get into it. Okay. I'm typing it. Currently, I'm in an insert mode. That is why. So to get out of the insert mode, you have to press escape. Now I got back from the insert mode to normal mode. If I type anything, okay, actually A also gives it. If I type J, it will not come. So what is the difference between I and J is, let's say, if I want to edit, I want to insert before B. Okay, I have to press I, then I'm going to press like a dash. It's inserts before the cursor. Okay, if I do the B, if I press A, and if I press hyphen, it inserts after the cursor. That is the difference between getting into the insert mode with A and I. A for after, I for insert before.
So, sir, just we have to type I or J, or we have to control or anything? Because
No,
if we are
simply I.
Okay.
Okay. So this HJKL you have to know. There is no compromise on it with respect to VI editor, but it will help you a really lot because you don't need your arrow keys anymore. Okay, because you don't need to think about your arrow keys anymore because the VI editor, because I mean like decades ago there is no arrow keys in the computer's keyboard. That is when the VI editor was introduced or created. Okay, so that is why it was intended to use like a HJKL. Left, right, down, up. Like that. Actually, there is something called Vim Tutor. I think. Okay, it's not that, but I think some distribution of Vim comes with Vim Tutor. It will give you some help text to go with it. Yeah. So if you start with very basic, right? Simply H : H. It will give you the help.txt. Okay. It will show you the very basic things as well. I'll just start from the beginning. I'll just write in here. So either you can use VI, or if you want to use Vim, better go with Vim. I would suggest go with Vim. Okay, I'm opening a plain window. Okay. :H. It will open a help text simply without an argument. It will show you the how to use the VI in. Okay. You can get the cheat sheet immediately from here. You can see the right side, right? Here. KHJKL. It will show the directions. Even if you forget, you can use that. Okay. How to close the window? This is a very important one. Okay. You have to press escape first, get to the normal mode, then :Q enter. Okay. Next, get out of the Vim without saving things. It will be like a escape :Q exclamatory enter. If you press A, that means if you open multiple files, none of them will be saved.
Okay.
These are the very essentials you have to know with respect to Vim. Very basic, very basic. Without knowing these things, you cannot survive on the Vim.
Sir, we can use command line, or just it will be used as a text editor only, Vim?
So you need a text editor, right? Without you can, because once week 5 comes, you'll be writing like a 10-15 lines of commands. Until then, it will be a 1 or 2 lines. But definitely, you need a editor. Without editor, you are wasting a lot of time.
Is the FTP port open for the server?
Yeah, it will be open, but mostly we are not suggesting to use that actually.
So what I was thinking is we can.
Yeah, but in OPP it will be closed. In OPP it will be closed.
Okay.
We are not allowing FTP. I mean, I know. I mean, if you know about FTP, you can bring the files here and edit it on your system and bring back the files to virtual machine.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, with respect to, regular VM, right? It is fine. Okay, we haven't restricted anything on the FTP server, but in OPP you cannot do that. We are asking everyone to get into the machine and do it. Also, your SCP also will not work in your OPP VM. Your OPP will have a VM have a lot of restrictions because it's on exam. So.
Sir, I'm not able to open my file in VM.
Okay, I'll just come next. Okay, so this is how the basics I'm saying: insert, editing, and all those things. Okay, escape, navigation. Okay, with respect to Vim.
And so how to save the file?
:W. So colon W will save the file. I have to give the file name as well. So if you are opened with the file name, you don't need to give it. Let's say if I haven't opened with the file name, so I have to save it with like a.txt. It's written, right? So let's say if I opened with a file name like g.txt, now I simply colon W will save the file. I would suggest that open with a file name. That is always good.
Sir,
Okay, let's
we
say
can
it will
check.
create a new file if it's not already there. Also, you can see here, right, in the bottom, it says new file. That means it's a totally new file.
Sir, sorry, sir, I couldn't attend because I had some office work. I just joined. I wanted to know if you have covered the week 3 concepts today. I don't know what was the agenda. If you've covered, I'll go back and check the video. Otherwise, I won't.
No. So what I have told is, once the week 3 concepts are done, we are looking into the editors. So there is not much questions from the week 3. That's why I jumped into editor, even though it's on week 4.
Okay. Sir, I actually wanted to check with you on the T command, sir. The
Okay.
right. So, so typically the structure is. Should I ask you now, or you want to finish and I'll wait?
Yeah, I'll just finish it.
Yeah,
And
I'll wait.
explain.
I'll wait.
Yeah, just 15 minutes.
Sure.
10 minutes or 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is what you have to know. I mean, like a basic normal mode, insert mode. The next thing I want you to know is like deleting things. Okay. If you want to delete something, you can say delete a full line. You can use DD. Okay, delete a line. Okay. So to copy a full line, you can use YY, and you can use P to paste after, Shift P to paste before the line or before the character. Okay, and you can use visual mode. Sorry, how to
copy?
Okay, let's say if you want to copy the entire line, type YY, double Y. So I'm going to type Y and Y. Now I copied the entire line. I'm simply typing P. Note that I'm in the normal mode, not in the insert mode. Okay, all the navigation copy, everything we do on the normal one. Only for typing, we go to the insert mode. If I press regular P without any key bindings, it will come next. Note that my cursor is also coming with me. It's going down. If I press Shift P, it will paste before.
Sir, can you please repeat that?
So can you just clean everything and start from the beginning and show that?
Yeah.
Just clear all the.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, this editor will be much better because you can see the line numbers I am in. Okay. So this is how it starts. Okay. So once you will get a clean slate. Okay. You will be on the normal mode first. Note that you will be on the normal mode when you are starting a Vim. Now, if I want to write something, I have to go into the insert mode by using I. I pressed I. Okay. Now, whatever I am typing, it will come here. Okay. So let's say now I want to go back to the normal mode because I want to copy this entire line. So easiest way is press escape. Okay, now I got back to the normal mode.
So, sir, first we have typed I, then we have written this
Y,
whole thing.
2 times Y.
And
yeah. Yes, tell me.
2 times Y.
No. Later Y. What you said is right, Akash. I is first, which is insert mode. Then you can type.
Yeah. So Okay, this is how we do. A, but I don't want to. I simplify it. I simply go with I. I and A both works. Okay. So we have these modes. Okay. It is like a higher level. You can say the top level. You can say, which is visual. Okay. This is a visual mode, normal mode, and insert mode. Okay. If I press, currently by default I will be on the normal mode only. So once I get entered, if I press I, then I'll get into the insert mode. Okay. If I press escape from insert mode, I will go back to the normal mode, where I do the moving navigation, copy, paste, and everything. Here we do the navigation, editing, and editing in the sense like a copy paste operations, and all some other, more operation we do only on the normal mode. Insert mode, text input, and editing. Okay. Visual mode is only for selection.
Sir, where will delete come, sir?
Delete, you can use your delete like in the insert mode. Okay, now I got into the insert mode. Okay, if I want to remove something, I can use the backspace, or you can. That's a easy do if you are using it within the insert mode, or you can use the same way with the delete as well, delete key. But
Yeah.
I would never use something like that because I simply go to the. Let's say I want to delete 4 character from the, let's say this DKLJ, right? I want to remove this part. I am currently on the last line. I mean, I go to the escape to normal mode. I do something like a D4H. It removes things.
D4H.
Yes. Or like a V4H. Okay, it will include that word. And V3H. It will go like a 3 characters before left. Press D, it will delete it. It's just like we select it and remove it, right?
Yeah.
Like that. So this B for visual mode, okay? So let's say I want to remove only this K as and A, okay? So I press V and press L. I can move one by one, L, okay? Now I can delete. If I do D for delete, it removes things. Okay, this is how we delete things. For copy, we use the YY.
So can you just show how copy works if you go to line 8?
Yeah. Copy the entire line. Simply Y will copy as what is the selection in it. Okay, simple Y will copy it. And I'm using capital P. Okay. Yeah. It will paste before the cursor. So now that I'm going to use double Y. Currently, I'm in a normal mode. Okay. Now, if I use P, it pastes on the next line. Okay. So let's say currently I'm going to go here line number 13. If I press regular P, I mean without any character, it's coming on the next line. U for undo. If I press Shift P, it will come on the current line or whatever is there. It will shift it down, or simply it will come on the previous line.
And undo, sir?
U for undo.
Just you don't. Which
Yeah,
mode
from
do you have
the
to be in? It
uh,
will be in the normal mode.
yeah, it will be normal. So we spend most of our time in the normal mode for all the navigation and all sort of things. We go into the insert mode only to input things, input text actually.
So typically, you may not copy the entire line. You may copy a part of the line, like part of the
Yes.
code or part.
Yes.
That then you have to go to the visual mode and then select. Is that
Yes.
how you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say I take this one. Okay. Let's say I want to select the ever only. I mean the first 4 character. I'll go here. I go into the visual mode. I'll press V. Then I can use L to go to the right side. Select by right side. Okay. Now I press Y. Now I'm using Shift P because then only the ever will come before the current ever. Or else it will come like a E ever V.
Suppose you go to what? If you go to W and Shift P, you go to W and.
Yeah. So immediately if I want to go to the beginning of the line, you have to use 0. I directly jump to the beginning of the line.
Okay.
Okay. If I paste, I'm using Shift P. Okay, that is why it's pasting in front of the cursor. Okay, if I use simply P, it will paste after the cursor because initially the cursor was over the W.
Okay.
Okay, you see the difference, right? Shift P and P.
Yeah. So
it is, yeah.
So there are Emacs and VI, there's all of them. So do we have to learn all of them, or I'm guessing
Either one,
VI should-
either at least one, either VI or Emacs.
Yeah, because the week 4 assignment has both, but for the
Even
exam
you don't need to do both actually. Either one of them is sufficient. We consider best of 2 only. Among the editing assignment, the one another assignment you have to do.
Yeah.
But in the VI and Emacs, it will be best out of 1. And in the exam also, we'll give the question such that if you know only one editor, you will get full marks for the particular editor-based question.
Okay, we'll focus on one, sir. VI maybe.
Yes. Yeah, it's totally up to you. Let's say if you want model editor, you can go with VI. You don't want model editor, go with Emacs. Because if it comes to almost in the same way, but Emacs have very much more features compared to Vim. Okay, but for our course concern, both will work the same. It doesn't matter. Whatever you have, it's totally fine. It is totally your practice and your passion towards editor.
What is your recommendation, sir?
It is up to you only. I would say, if you are having like I'm saying from a physical perspective, right? If you are using Emacs, you have to use your Control key and Alt key a lot. It will give you some strain in your fingers. Okay. So
okay.
If you are in that case, if you want to avoid that, you can use the VI, or you can remap your keyboard such that in my system I remapped my caps lock into Control so that it is easily accessible.
Okay.
Okay, Emacs have that feature, but there are ways to overcome it as well. You can remap keys to what is, to your way possible. You have to learn it as well. You have to spend some time to configure things as well. Okay. Both have some learning curves. I have explained these things in Vim, right? But I'm quite used to it, so I know these things really better. I'm not that much good in Emacs. I know the basics and how to do things. Even though I use Emacs in every day, I use Vim mode inside Emacs. Okay, I can use Vim key bindings inside Emacs because Vim key bindings is very much, I very much used to it. It's convenient for me. It's my just personal preference. Okay, try out both. Okay, try spend 15 to 30 minutes on both the editor. Whichever you are feeling comfortable in it, you can use them.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, what is the difference between VI and VIM? Vim?
Same.
Okay.
No, actually, yeah, the VI is the older editor. It doesn't have a plugin features and all those things. But the Vim is like a improved version of VI. The Vim stands for VI improved.
Okay.
Okay, but I would suggest that don't go for VI. Don't use VI for editing. The reason why I'm saying, because let's say if you are using VI for editing, it will not update your text immediately. Okay, let's say if I am typing space, right, it is updating me immediately. Let's say if I remove it here, it is Vim, that is why it's updating immediately. If you are using VI, it will not update immediately. Let's say I removed E, D, and O. It will not update it. You will be still seeing MODE, but once you press the escape, it will get updated in VI. I'm saying.
So then how do I? Because I open the file with the command VI file name. Okay.
Yes, but default it will open with Vim. So
how do I know which version I am using, sir? I mean.
Okay. So what you can do is you can use which VI.
Inside VI?
Yes, because I'm sharing from the Termax.
No,
Okay, that's
should I
why
do
the
it
URL is
inside VI or should I do it in the terminal?
outside the terminal. So still for me it is, even though I used VI, it is opening the Vim, because that is why how you can know. So if you open VI, the starting screen will be like a Vim improved. That means it's Vim.
No, mine is VI only. I don't even know whether I have Vim then.
Okay, simply use like a sudo apt install Vim. Use the Vim GTK version if you are using like a Ubuntu now.
No, I'm using
like you have
I'm using Mac, so I have to use Homebrew, I think.
Yes, you have to use Homebrew.
And then point towards that. That's a Yule program. I have to
Yes.
point towards the.
No, don't use VI. Then use simply Vim command. It's simple.
But
Vim will always open the Vim, so it will not have any issues.
Okay.
Because
Vim
if
is there.
Vim is not installed,
No, it's
Vim
there.
is not installed. It is there. Yeah. Because Vim comes with most of the distribution.
Yeah, VI improved. Correct. I've been using VI without knowing so far.
So, sir, what about gedit and all? Like gedit?
Gedit, it is just like a notepad. There is no difference between notepad and gedit. It will give you some syntax highlighting.
Okay.
It will come little close to Sublime Text, but I would suggest gedit is not available inside the terminal, because you cannot use gedit inside our course view.
Okay.
Sir, I have one question. What is the difference between packages and DLL? Generally, we do dynamic link library we install in our jobs and all. And there you have mentioned like packages we install for updating software or Python or anything. Is there any difference or they are the same?
Actually, yeah, when I say package, it is very much different with respect to language and what we are doing. With respect to, let's say, there are some defined structure to it. Okay, when I say package, it may be a Python package. Okay, that has a different structure. If you are using DLL, right, most probably you'll be working on something like a C# or like that, right? So
yes,
if you are using VS Code and that will come. I mean, most DLL is dynamic link library. Mostly you'll be using on Windows based applications. Right? It will be mostly used with the C#, but it is not. The package is like composed of everything. Let's say if you can take it like you have some installation disk, right? Most probably you have some software. It is in a CD. If you install the setup, you will get the entire software. So the package is whatever that comprises everything in the CD. All the files. Because all the files are required to install into your system and make it runnable.
So in dynamic link library, we do the same thing because some installations, some process will not work if these DLL not installed.
Yeah, DLL is a part of the file, not the entire file. Actually, the DLL, the difference between the dynamic link library and the regular library, right? you can in runtime after starting the process, you can use DLL. I mean, let's say even like after compilation. But in your regular library, right, that library should be present before the compilation. So when we use C, right, we compile things, then only we run the application, right? The DLL, you can use the DLL after the compilation process as well. That is the difference between regular DLL and some other file. Yeah, DLL is only a part of it. That's it.
Okay.
Because in Python, right, everything is named as .py.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, but other languages have different things. Okay. In C, we have like a regular header files will have like a .h. So similar files like a DLL exist in Linux. Those will have like a .so extension named as a source file. These are also DLL equivalent in Linux. So if you see user lib, so actually the file structure is different inside the termux kernel. Okay, let us say it's you can see a lot of so files .so. So if I type something like a lib from $so, it says okay, it's a symbolic link to some other file. What I do is a real path file okay. It says dynamic linked. Okay, ELS 64-bit shared object. Currently it says ARM, right? Because I am using a tablet, that is why it's showing ARM. Okay, ARM architecture 64. If you are running the same in your system, like it's a PC or something, most probably it will be x86 64. Okay. Also, it will show the dynamic linked. I mean, it is the exact equivalent for your DLL files in Windows.
Okay.
Okay. It's just a part of it, just a you can assume like a library file. That's all.
So, if you're done, can I ask you my doubts around T?
Yeah. So T command, right? So what does the T command do is it takes the out. Let's say before T, I'll explain cat. Okay, first cat, what cat do? If the simplest way of cat do is it takes standard input and put it to standard output. I put 1. The 1 is given as a standard output. The next one is coming out of a standard output. Okay. Whatever I typing here, I'm giving standard input. It's getting out of standard output. That is what cat do, right?
Correct.
Let's say I have a situation. Okay. I want to show the output to the screen. At the same time, I want to write to a file. Both. You cannot do it without you cannot do it actually. Let's say if you do something, let's say echo something, let's say echo ABCD. Okay. If I redirect to a file, then I cannot see it.
Correct.
Right. But if I show anything, I'm showing things, I'm not writing into the file. I want to do the both. So
correct.
In that case, T comes. So simply T will simply work like a cat. No doubt. Okay. So if I say T file, I'm going to name it as file2. What does it done is it showed the output from the previous command, okay, and return the same into whatever the file you have given. Because T is very much useful if you want this functionality.
Correct. Suppose we have.
But, T is only useful when you are using like our interaction, not in a script fashion, because more in your portal and whenever we are writing things, right, it will be like a non-interactive manner mostly. You'll be reading from some location and writing. In that case, T is not useful. But when you are doing like a command line things, right, like what we are doing now, then T is very much useful.
Correct. So suppose I have 2 commands first. Like, can we take 2 commands and then pass it to TC and see what happens? And I have one question there. If you can just take, maybe you can create some 2 commands.
Yeah. So let's say echo, I mean, two command in the sense you want to do like this.
No.
Echo
Pipe
one
one
and
into the
echo
pipe one into the other.
okay.
So
So
let's say ls.
echo, yeah, okay. I'll do like this. Okay, echo one. Okay, I'm piping into cat command. This is another command. Okay, and I'm getting out of the cat command. Then you can use T here.
Suppose now I want to pass the error. Now suppose here the error. Suppose I want to save the error somewhere else, right? Then where do I write it? I write it after T, or I have
Actually,
to write it after
no,
cat?
T will take only the standard output by default.
Yeah, and the error will come to the screen.
Yeah, error will come to the screen.
Suppose I want to save the error somewhere, then where do I write the error command? The 2 greater than. Do I write it after T or before?
Okay, I'll tell you. So when you are using pipes, right, you cannot transfer the standard error to the next command.
Okay.
You can achieve it, but it is not very much useful. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, I can redirect the standard error to a standard output. Okay. I mean this part.
Okay.
The 2 stand for standard error. I am taking the standard error and I'm putting into standard output. This ampersand 1 refers to standard output.
Correct.
Okay. Now what I have done is, so now everything is a standard output now, because all its standard error is putting into standard output. So it is piped and it went through T, and T displayed the standard output. Now it's a standard output here. At the same time, if you see here in the file, it's written. But generally, it is not a good practice. We should not do that unless it is that is what we need. So instead of that, what we do is, let's say you want the output. Let's say you want to be concatenated, right? That is what your thing is. You want some output from here. You can write to error.log. Okay. And you can take the output from there and you can do some other operation, some other command. Okay. You can write the error to, I mean, in this here you can append it, pipe it, and you can use T if you want.
Okay. So in here, if I don't do the first time 2 greater than error log in the first command,
Okay.
then it will come to the screen if there is an error.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So whichever error I want to write to the file, okay, I got it.
Yeah. So this is one easy way if you are using like a pipes. Okay. Let's say if you are writing multiple command, I mean like a multiple commands, but you want to you don't want to write the 2 greater than every time, every command, right? So what you can do is, better I'll write a script for it. It will be easy. Actually, I opened a new Vim. That is one another version of Vim. So if I open the script like script1.sketch, okay. Let's say I want to do something like this, some command. I want to pipe the standard error to like out.log and standard error to error, I mean error.log. So even I can say something like this. Okay, I have like this format. I have like 12 commands I'm running, but I don't want to repeat the same things again, right? So in that case, what can I do is I can wrap it inside the curly braces, all the things. Okay, and you can give the entire thing for only one time. And you can now what is happening is all the output, right, which is coming from this command, all the standard output will go to this file, standard error will go to this file.
Can I write some command 0 to 11 brace expansion instead of this? So this is
I mean, you want some
brace expansion, right? In some way.
No, this is not brace expansion.
Okay. So I was
So
thinking, can I write it as some command brace expansion 0 to 11 and this? Will that work?
No, actually, that will be like a more like a brace expansion. So that will be expanded actually. So you are doing something like this, right? Some command.
No, some command, not that way. Yeah, you can remove the curly one earlier. Some command, then curly, correct, 11 or whatever, and then then output the. Will that work?
Actually, it will not work. Actually, the first command will work. The rest of them will go as an argument. So I'll tell you. So if you done the same things, right? What happens is it will be expanded to something like this. Okay. So this is how it will expand. Let's say you are not using echo. So it will come like this. So what is the interpretation we'll be having is, this is the command line. Okay, some command 0, right? That is the command name.
Next are all arguments.
Rest are all arguments. So it will say that these are like arguments not found, or it will work like that. If this command is not taking any argument, then it is successful, and then the rest of the arguments will be discarded.
Okay. Okay. So if you can just go back to the earlier place, if you could go back to the commands.
Which command?
So this is clear. If you're done with this, I have.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the next is Emacs, right?
No, sir. I have one more question. So in the lecture, Prof actually showed like multiple commands. Right? Like for example, if you do ls, I mean, he has the standard this thing, right? So if you do ls, ls minus l, and then front stroke, whatever, dots, space, dot, forward stroke. He uses this blah, BLAH. Basically, there's no directory, just to show an error, right? No, you have to put a directory. No, before blah.
So it would be blah directory.
It could be anything actually. Could be anything.
It is not something is there in my.
So my question is, how is ls working for two such? It's like two commands. How is it working like this? Because normally
it is not two command. It is only one command. Actually, the first thing.
Just go back to the home directory. You just go back to the home directory or any directory where there's some files.
Yeah, I think here are some files here.
Yeah. Now do the same command. Why is it showing? Just do ls. Okay. Just do ls, sir. ls and then this one.
Simply ls.
Yeah. Then dot blah.
It will not work because that BLA is you are referring to a file or directory present in the current working directory. This dot slash means it is on current.
I know. Prof had used it's standard command. Both of them work. Sir, I mean, one second.
No. Maybe the professor has the file name in BLA.
Yeah. Just do this command, sir. ls $home and then blah, whatever, stroke blah, space. After home, after the variable, after the environment variable, just put a space, dot / blah. Okay. Now if you do this, This runs. So it's running both the commands as ls. So that's what I'm not able to understand. How could this
No,
do
it is
both?
actually there is no two commands. There is only one command. Both of them are arguments. So if you do the ls, right, man ls. Okay, actually my system it's not installed. Yeah, it will take. It may not install. So if you do the man ls, do it in your system. Okay.
Yeah, 1 second.
I'll try to.
Yeah.
Okay, actually I cannot log in. So I mean, try it from your system. If you do man ls, right, there is something called synopsis. Okay, there you can see something like a bracketed symbols, or you can see a triple dot. Okay, you can see a triple dot or double dot. That is
Right in the
referring.
beginning, is it?
Most probably it is something called synopsis. Okay, so do a man ls. Okay, then there will be a first line explain what is the ls command do. Okay, then next you will most probably you will be seeing the variation.
Sorry, sir. Can I just share?
Yeah, better. Yeah.
It's easier. 1 second. Let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes. Do manual ls.
Right.
Okay. Now, okay, in the same thing, synopsis, right? ls option dot file triple dot.
Yeah.
ls option triple dot file triple dot.
Correct.
Okay. Actually, the meaning of the triple dot is it is repeatable. Okay. So you can repeat multiple options. Okay. Also, the most option is not option is itself optionable. It is not mandatory because it's completely covered in a square bracket, right? That means it is not mandatory. Also, you can see the file, right? It is not mandatory. By default, if I don't give anything, it will take the current working directory.
Current directory.
So what is happening is ls-l $home is the first file. I mean, let's say first argument to say. I mean, like if you don't count the option as argument, okay. First argument, and if you do like a /BLA, that is the second argument.
Got it. Right. I was getting confused because it doesn't work for all the commands. It only works for unless it's set up that way. It won't.
Yes. Work. Yes. I mean, like, very few commands will work like unless you make it like this. Cat, it will work with cat because you can see the.
I just opened cat.
Yes.
Right.
You can. It will not. Actually, it will work with the T as well. You can do T. Less. Yeah, it will work because you can see multiple things together. The last, I mean,
less it doesn't.
File name triple dot. You can see.
Where
at the end of the synopsis, you are seeing something like a file name at the end, triple dot. Because in name may not be consistent in all the packages. The file also you can see triple dot. Where it will not work is something like a move command. Partially it will work, partially it won't. Can type move is a type shell utility, I think. Yeah, okay, here. So you can see you can use multiple options, okay. And if you are using the second format, right, source and directory, you can have multiple sources, but you have only one directory. Okay. So what is happening is if you give like 5 file names, I mean, the final file name should be a directory if you are moving like that. Or it's like you have given like a 5 arguments. The first 4 is like a file or directory. The final is the destination directory.
Correct. So in the last one, -t, let's say I have 4 source files. I can give 4 different directories, target directories. Is that what that means if I use the T flag?
Yeah, in T, generally what happens is, the last argument, right? Last argument is the destination directory, right? But it is not a very convenient thing when you are doing with the CLI because it is a convention followed that the last argument, right? The last argument should be repeatable. Then it makes more sense. You can simply go to the end of the command and type add more values to it, right? Then you can change the structure by giving the option T, specify the destination directory in the front. Then you can give n number of source directories. What are the things, files and directory you want to move?
Okay, it's the opposite. The direction is opposite. You first give
Yes,
the
little off. Yeah, but because when you are writing script, the third option is very much useful. There is something called xargs. It will convert your standard input into an argument. Okay, that will be coming really handy when you are doing programming. Okay, shell scripting. So at that time, this option will be very much useful.
Got it, sir.
So what option you just said?
Xargs. So you will not, XR doesn't have, it is not mentioned in any of the lectures. But if you learn this XArgs, it will be coming really handy when you are using OPPU1. Even XArgs question is asked in the quiz 1, you will be given some hints or given some help text for it, definitely.
So you need
this is the command name. Yeah.
Sir, but quiz 1 is only till week 4, right, sir? Or what?
5, week 1 to 5.
Oh, very strange. Because most courses it's week 1 to 4 actually. Anyway.
Yeah, quiz 1 and OPP1 both are week 1 to 5.
Then quiz 2 will be up to 8.
1 to
7.
Actually.
Up to 7. And final is
because week 6 and 7 are little bit heavy in the sense that you will be learning 2 new scripts. Week 7 is all about awk script. Week 7 is all about set command and set script. I left out the Emacs part. I quickly cover the Emacs as
well. Okay. If not, that can be done in the next week also. I don't think.
Okay, if nobody wants it, it's totally fine. Because the next week is totally dedicated for the text editor only.
Because I would prefer to focus on one thing and do it well if it only
it's totally up to you. I mean, it's totally up to you.
Learning Bash itself is a challenge, and then why learn multiple editors? Because if we are good at one, that's enough. Then I'll focus on one of them.
Yeah, or else you can go for like a Nano as well. I mean, it's the easiest text editor you can do.
Correct.
But it will not. It is not a long-term useful for you. I mean, let's say if you're using Nano, let's say if your work is more involved in editing file, Nano is not very much helpful like a VI or Emacs.
Yeah. Sir, but wherever I've read, most serious programmers or whatever, professionally work programmers, they prefer Vim than Emacs actually. They don't.
Yes, actually Vim have more users than Emacs.
Correct.
One of the reason because it's like a Vim was started earlier. I mean, the VI was started earlier. So Emacs was like a very modern editor when it's compared to VI. Okay. Still now, Emacs have more features than Vim. Both can do same task. Emacs can do more than Vim as well, in some way. Vim Emacs is like more like an operating system.
Sir, what is the difference between VI and Vim?
VI have less features. Vim have lot of features. Features like you can add more plugins to it, and you can improve the functionality. You can write your custom Vim script with the Vim, or if you are using NeoVim like that, you can write Lua script. You can improve the functionality.
Okay.
Actually, in Emacs you have a lot of features. Let's say once you get into the Emacs, you don't need to get out of the Emacs because you have all the features there. You can write emails from Emacs. you can read, your RSS reader from Emacs, and you can browse internet from Emacs. It is not a good browser like a Firefox or Chrome, but it has its own browser as well. So everything is happened inside a, like a textual interface. That is what the Emacs achieved. But in Vim actually Vim follows the Unix philosophy, like do one thing well. Vim is a text editor. It's just to edit the text. That's all. In Emacs, it's not the one way. It used to do text editing, but it do a lot more as well. It's totally up to you, and it's up to your what is the task you are doing as well. In my daily life, I do use both editor. I use Emacs for like a project level things. I can handle 3 or more projects together with Emacs. Vim for Vim and other Vim, I use if I want to quickly edit a single file or little bit of files, I use Vim. That is my workflow. But it's totally up to you. Try out both the editors and find whichever is more comfortable for you. But Emacs will not come in your all the distribution. So let's say if your job is involved like a SSH into multiple system and change files, definitely you should know VI, because VI will come with all the basic Linux variants, but Emacs will not be installed. So in that case, you have to know basic necessary like editing file like VI key bindings, or else go with Nano. At least you have to know either of it. Even though if you know Emacs is like a project level thing. Let's say you are editing in your system, Emacs is the best. Okay. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
No, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Sir, previous weeks, sir, previous year YouTube links are not working. There's something else in the section over there.
Where you are searching for, you can search for the SE 2001 YouTube channel. Okay. The YouTube channel named as SE 2001. If you go there, you can see all the live streams. Okay. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, guys.